What's up guys, Sanjay Shenoy from Team Pixel Track again, and welcome to this brand new video in Content Marketing Mastery. I hope you're having a good time going through this course. If at any point you feel stuck, if at any point you feel that you did not understand, feel free to leave a comment in the comment section so that I can always get back to you and address your problem. So like always, let's do a quick recap. What did we learn in our previous video? We learned why evaluating your ideas is so important. It doesn't matter. Sometimes taking the wrong first step can derail your entire journey, and how to avoid this and why you need to evaluate your ideas to ensure that you don't go on a path which might get derailed in the future. And what are the metrics needed to evaluate content ideas? We spoke about that. The different metrics that you need, and we also went through a sample content evaluation, and I hope you guys have downloaded the template for content evaluator. It's the Excel file that is attached in the previous video, so just go ahead and download the template of the content evaluator and play around with that particular template and figure out which content ideas you should be going after, and not focusing on the other things which might not give you the kind of results you're looking for. So what are we talking about in this particular video? You're talking everything about content research and structuring your research put together. How do you the best way to research for the information that you're writing about the topic, and also once you got all of this information, how do you structure it in a more sensible manner? So let's dive deep into it and figure out how you can do the research. So in this video, I'll tell you how you can collect information about your topic, the different ways that I personally use to collect information about any particular topic out there, how to search for information about your topic. Of course, the common sense would suggest that you just go and Google it, but you're a digital marketer, I'm a digital marketer. We do things slightly in a different manner, and we have a reason why we are called digital marketers. So I'll tell you a little bit of tricks that you can use in Google to get very specific information about any kind of topic, and also how to evaluate your research, because not everything that you find on the internet might be true. So you need to know how to evaluate your research, how you can logically justify whatever they're talking about in that particular information that you just look for, and also how to structure your post effectively so that all the points that you've gathered has a beautiful flow to it, so that not only does the reader is kept engaged throughout the post, but also this helps in SEO. Giving a proper text structure definitely helps in SEO as well. So how to research all the information and how to give it a very basic structure to it so that you can then go about populating everything in it. So let's find out how you can do all of this. Let's get started with this video. So how do you go about collecting information? Now, you might have noticed that I have mentioned collect information and search for information. So not always can you be going out there and looking for information. Sometimes you need to create a system where you keep all the information handy, so whenever you're writing about a particular topic, you can always go back and refer to all of these things that you've just curated over a period of time. Which brings me to the point where you need to seriously get into the habit of creating this system. You need to get into the habit where you create bookmarks, you create references for any kind of topic that you have, because you never know where you get the inspiration or the information for your particular topic. So it's always best that you keep your eyes and ears open always, and whenever you find something interesting about your topic, you can just go ahead and bookmark it and always refer back to it whenever you want to. The idea is to create a system for yourself wherein you can rely on this system, which you can use to refer to any kind of information that you have. And think of it if you were a music director, how you to go about doing it. I'll give you a little bit information about how music directors actually work. So The thing is, a lot of people think that directors go ahead and create music for a particular movie or whatever it is. Well, most of the geniuses don't work like that. Most of the people who are like amazing music directors don't work like that. I'll give you an example of Hans Zimmer, who is a very famous music director, and he has directed music for The Lion King. He has directed music for Inception, Interstellar, like so many of these, Pirates of the Caribbean, so many of these movies, and he's like a genius when it comes to music. But he doesn't go out there and like create a music score for a particular movie when he is asked to do it. What he does is he just goes out there and creates music and creates like a collection of these different sounds. And the moment a movie director comes to him and says that, hey, I need some music for this, so he goes back to his system and say that, okay, I already have this sounds. How can I put all of these things together and create music that sounds perfect for this movie? In fact, if you have watched Inception, because of which he got extremely famous, because of the kind of music score he had done. The music score he had written for Inception, he had written when he was directing music for Lion King, which was about 20 years ago. So, and he had already written this music score for Inception, and when Christopher Nolan came and like asked him, he was like, I have exactly the kind of music you're looking for. And he called the music score Dream is Collapsing, which perfectly goes well with Inception. So that's exactly how you need to be working. And if you haven't watched any of these movies, please do yourself a favor and like watch these movies, at least for the music scores, because he's done a fantastic job over there. And of course, it takes a lot of time and patience, but the idea is to get yourself into this habit. The idea is to make a routine where you're collecting all of this information, and over a long period of time this becomes like a massive library for yourself where you can always go and like look for all of this information. Now, the easiest way to do this is using Google Chrome bookmarks, or any browser that you're using. You can just bookmark pages. But the problem with this is, I mean, I do it too, I do it all the time. But what I find the problem with this is you cannot segregate them, you cannot like tag them, you cannot like put them together as effectively as you would want to, right? And that's very important. It's not about creating this huge dump of information, but it's the idea is to create information which is like segregated, right? So you collect information and segregate it so that you can go back and like refer to it as much as possible. Now, I still use Chrome bookmarks whenever I want to. It's the quickest way to do it. But the other thing that I really like is Evernote, and I suggest you do the same too. And because it's got like so many options when it comes to creating bookmarks, I'll just quickly jump into my Chrome browser and show you what are the things that Evernote can do, so that you get an idea as to like why this is so much better than Google Chrome. So let me just jump into my browser real quick. So I'm on my blog right now, and I had recently written this piece of content, The Future of Content Marketing and How to Stay Relevant. If you haven't read it, I strongly suggest you go check it out. So like I said, the easiest way, if I had to bookmark this particular blog, or if you were to like bookmark this particular blog, all you have to do is on Chrome, just go here and click the star button and give it a name. And you can also create folders here, but it's not as effective as you can if you want to do it. And it also like syncs across different devices and all of that. Also, a lot of people say that saving bookmarks on Chrome is like an SEO signal. Of course, that can be debatable, but you know, if it works, it works. So you might be giving positive signals to people out there in terms of getting them to bookmark your page also. Now, a more effective way to do is, like I mentioned, is Evernote, and they have a very handy Chrome browser. They have a very handy Chrome plugin which you can install on your Chrome, and this is how it looks like, the small green elephant that you see. And what is so amazing about this is, let me just show it to you instead. They have different types of clip formats. It can be the only the article which you want to save, where all the other information gets masked out, or they have a thing called simplified article, which makes your content look like this, like the AMP version of this. So sometimes I use this because it takes out all the other fluff that is not necessary, especially the ads and all of that. And or if you prefer to like go with the full page, you can do the full page. You can also just make a bookmark out of this, or you can take a screenshot also, like however you want it. So, for example, this much. That's how you create a screenshot. The best part about this is probably the organization. Say, for example, they have something called as notebooks, which is basically your folders for creating bookmarks and all of that. So you can just create multiple folders like this for every topic that you have. So in this example, I'm just going to choose content marketing. I just do that. And the best part is you can add tags and you can add remarks also. And once you're done, you can save your clip, and that's about it. So you create like a library for yourself, create as many. So for every topic that you want to write about, create a notebook for it. And everywhere, every time you find something very interesting, you can just like clip them or like bookmark them in whatever way you find useful. Also, one more thing that Evernote allows you to do is this. So it allows you to like highlight a few things. So if you want to like highlight a very important quote or a very important statement given by any kind of article, so you can go ahead and do this. So when you come back and visit that page, you know why exactly you like bookmarked the page. You can also mention that in the remark here, which I sometimes do. So yeah, Evernote is a great tool for you to like create bookmarks, and I strongly suggest you do this. You can also like, it's multi-device, so it can be synced across different devices on your phone, on your laptop, on your desktop, everything. So you can just like sync everything together. So wherever you are, whenever you find it, you just like quickly like put them into a bookmark, and that's about it. And saves you a ton of time, gives you a system, a library of information around any topic that you have. So there's one more thing that I usually do to stay on top of my game. So let's see what that is. So the last thing that I suggest in collecting information is Google Alerts. So very simple way to like stay on top of your game and like stay updated about your topic and understand what is happening in your industry and what is happening around your topic. Also, you can use Google Alerts to like keep an eye on your competitors, keep an eye on your peers in your industry, and see what they're doing and how they're doing and all of those things. You can make it like extremely functional and extremely useful by using search operators also, which I'll be talking about in this video in a while. So let me just quickly jump into Google Alerts and show you how it looks. It's a very simple tool to use, but anyway, I'll just show you how to use it. So all you need to do is you need to come to www.google.co.in/alerts or .com/alerts also works. So all you need to do is create an alert about and put in your keyword here. Say, for example, content marketing. Now, the best part about this is that it gives you a preview of what kind of information that you might be getting in your particular alerts. So, if you think that you're not getting the right kind of alert, right kind of information, and say for example, this one, I don't want this to be part of my alert. So, you need to insert the right kind of keywords here using the right kind of search operators, and it makes it all the more effective for you. I'll talk about search operators which you can use for Google search also how you can make all of these alerts very relevant is how often you want. I usually keep it at once a week so that I can do like a review of all the things that has happened, and it kind of like, as you can see, it makes the results that come by, the alerts that come by, a lot more relevant to what you're looking for. Sources can be, you can also choose your sources. You can only keep it as blogs, videos, or whatever you want, or you can keep it automatic. I suggest you keep it automatic. Language is the same. If you're content is very region specific. You can put in your country also. And I strongly suggest you put in only the best results, because otherwise it goes like very haywire, as you can see here. Sometimes it just like, see, as you can see, marketing automation and all that. So I suggest you keep only the best results and just create an alert, and you can choose like you want it to be coming to your email or as a RSS feed. I suggest you use your email ID in this one, and you should be like good to go. So once you create alert, so every week Google will send you the top information regarding this particular topic to your email, and all you need to do is review it and probably just go through all the websites or content that Google is delivering to your email, and just bookmark all the ones that you need, or like just clip it on Evernote and like segregate it into like valuable information. So that's how you like collect information. And these are the three simple things that I do just to like collect and segregate all my information. I strongly suggest that you get into this habit, because trust me, uh, it will help you in the long run when you want to like become a very good content marketer. So go ahead and do it. In the next session, we'll be learning about how to search for information very effectively. So, how do you search for information? And as obvious as it might sound, Google is your friend. You know, uh, definitely the best way to look for information has to be Google. But you are not a regular user. You are a digital marketer first, and obviously an aspiring content marketer right now. So you have skills, you have techniques that the regular layman does not have. And I'm going to share a few of the techniques that I personally use so that I get very, very relevant information when I'm looking for things online. And I suggest you do the same. Some of you might already know this, but for people who do not know this, and for people who know this also, there are certain search operators which might be very new to you. So what are search operators? Basically, it is a way to like make your searches on Google a lot more specific, and you're basically telling Google what kind of results you want. Let me show you a few examples so that you know how it works. So very useful Google search operators. I've listed down a few which I personally use. The first one is probably exact match. Now, as you can see, the search phrase is content marketing course, but this is what you would put in Google and in the Google search bar. But if you use the quotes around your search term, it becomes an exact match. So what happens is Google will look for results which has content marketing and course, all the three words in the exact same order, right? So that is the difference between a broad match and an exact match. So I suggest you start using this particular thing like this to get very, very relevant results when you're looking for information. The next one is include words or phrases. So content marketing course plus online. So this is something that you can do also. So if you add a plus symbol, it'll tell Google that you want these words to be included. You can also do the opposite, which is to exclude it. All you need to do is put a minus sign before the word that you want to be excluded from your search results. Or function is also extremely good. So say for example, I want to say content marketing course or content marketing training. So I want either of these keywords to be the best results from either of these keywords to come forward. Because sometimes, say for example, in this case itself, course and training is pretty much the same thing. Although Google does a very good job at LSI and all of that, but still I want to see or look for information which talks about both of these things. So OR function becomes really, really handy. One more thing that you might have noticed here, that I'm mixing and matching all of these search operators, right? So you can do the same thing. You can mix and match search operators. You can use an OR function with an exact match and include words and phrases also. So go ahead, play around with all these search operators. There's also something called as a wildcard. It basically goes out there and looks for words or phrases which are very closely related to whatever word you're putting. All you need to put is an asterisk just before the word you're looking for. So content marketing course, just before the course you can put an asterisk, and it will give you things or words that are very closely related to the word course. And there is around also, so content marketing around, and you need to put a number 10 to course. So 10 words which are very closely related to the word course is will be considered, and all the only those things will be shown to you. Now, the lesser the number is, the more accurate your information will be. This can be useful when you want to broaden your search a little bit more than what Google offers you. So the next thing is synonyms. You just need to put, I don't know what the symbol is called, to be very honest. Anyway, but this is the symbol that you need to put. You might find it on the left top corner on your keyboard. So it'll go ahead and look for synonyms for all the words that you put in. So in this case, I wanted to go ahead and look for synonyms around the word training. So it'll just go ahead and do that. What the site operator, the site search operator, what it does is you just basically put in a site colon and a website name into the Google search bar. What it does is it'll go and fetch all the pages that are indexed on Google from that particular website. So now you can do this to look for competitors, your peers. You can also use this in Google Alerts, and Google will send you all the information regarding that particular site on a weekly basis. You can also do related websites. It'll go around showing you all the websites which are very closely related to the website that you're looking for. So you just need to put related colon the domain name that you want to look for. This is something that I use to make my search results very, very, very accurate. The number one is in title, and here I put in title colon space the keyword that you're looking for. What this does is that Google goes and finds all of the websites which have content marketing in their title. Now, the reason why you should be using this is it gives you very accurate results, because I feel that someone who has gone and taken the effort to optimize their titles and descriptions are pretty serious about what they're talking about in their blog piece. So I use this. I also use in text. This is exactly same like in title, but it'll go and look for keywords in the text. One more search operator to the arsenal is in URL colon, then put your keyword, and again it'll show all the websites which have the keyword in their title, in their URL. So these three things pretty much does most of the job in getting you very relevant results for the information that you're looking for. Like I mentioned before, feel free to play around with all of these search operators, mix and match all the search operators, and you need to know how to use Google very well, and this is how you know how to use Google very well. Of course, there are a lot more search operators out there which you can use, but these are the main ones, and once you mix and match, you can create multiple combinations of search operators and get very, very, very relevant and specific results for the keywords that you're looking for. So now we know how to collect information. Now we know how to search for information. Next up is how to evaluate your research. It's very important that you evaluate the information that you have got from whichever source that is, because it's the internet, right? Anybody can create this content and put it out there. You wouldn't want to be caught with your pants down when it comes to quoting information that might not be true or might be completely false or very misleading, and you shouldn't be held accountable for any kind of misinformation being presented on your particular blog. So it becomes very important that you evaluate your research and ensure that what you're looking for is actually very accurate. The number one mistake that people do is not going to the source, because when you look for information and some blogger or some website has quoted a particular study, it has quoted a particular white paper or whatever it is, you should always go to the source. A lot of people make the mistake of quoting a quote. Do not ever quote a quote. Always quote the actual source. If a blog has quoted a study, don't quote the blog saying that this particular blog said this. Always say, go to the source, say that this is where you got the information from. And Don't be a lazy researcher, and most importantly, don't misinterpret information. And when I say this, it's very important. If you don't understand, just don't use it. If you don't understand a particular topic, a particular information, don't use it. But for heaven's sake, don't misinterpret it and don't like put in your own opinion where you think that this might be the case, because it shows how unprofessional you are and how unreliable you are when it comes to like say giving out information. And those are two things that you should not be associated with by your readers. So don't ever do that. Don't misinterpret information. And if you can't support your point, just cut it out. Like Einstein said, if you can't explain it simply, you don't understand it well enough. So if you can't support your point, just cut it out. If you can't like make sense out of those things, if you don't have enough resources, enough backing, enough research for the point that you're making, it's okay. Just put it out. Doesn't matter if it's not there. And be skeptical about the information that you see. Always be skeptical. Always ask questions so that you get the best information out there. And if you can't include it seamlessly, don't. Sometimes when I read things online, when I hear things online, I feel some of the information is extremely forced, into the article or into the blog post or whatever content asset that they have. If it does not go with the flow of the blog or the flow of the content, just don't add it. Just don't put in information just to make you look authoritative, credible, or cool for that matter. A lot of people do this. A lot of people uh, just jam in all the information that they can just to make them look like they know a lot about things. So don't do that. People can smell your bullshit from a mile. So don't treat them like they're fools. So don't do that, because if you include it forcefully, you completely lose the flow of the blog post that you have. Speaking about flow, the next section is about how to structure your post so that you get that perfect flow, you get that perfect information rhythm, so that the users don't feel very lost. So let's talk about how to structure your post. So this is how your ideal blog post looks like. Doesn't matter what format you're trying to like put it out there. It can be a listicle, it can be a regular blog post, it can be a review, it can be anything for that matter. This is pretty much the structure that every blog has, right? There is a headline, there is an intro, there is a subheading, there is visual reinforcement for that subheading, and the main copy for the subheading, and a CTA probably. And what you from 3 to 6, the subheading, visual reinforcement, main copy, and the CTA, this section can repeat itself throughout the blog, right? So especially if it's a listicle or something like that, each of these sections, you might have like 10 of these sections. Now the idea is that you might have collected a lot of information, you would have looked for a lot of information. Now, how do you put it into this structure, number one, and how do you have flow within each of this section, and how do you have flow between all of these sections? So that is very important to do, because otherwise your readers will get bored, your readers will get confused, and all of these are not things that you might want to make your users go through. So let's see how to like get the flow for your content, get the content flowing in its very natural state. It doesn't look forced. Everything is in its place. One thing leads to another, and that's how it should be. It should be very, very fast paced and very like nice to read. And if you have read like really good writers, you just get lost in the flow, right? You just like you can't stop reading it at all. Especially if you're a very avid reader, you might have like noticed this in different books. So certain writers have like got this flow very naturally. But don't worry if you don't have the flow. You can actually develop it over a period of time. I have certainly done it. I'm pretty sure that you can do it too. Now, the first thing that you need to do is you need to organize your points very elegantly to give it flow. Now you need to bring some kind of order to the chaos. You can't like put random points together and try to make sense of it. Every point should lead to the other one. So it's very important that whatever information that you've collected, that you looked for, you organize it into a very elegant and seamless flow. Now, how can you organize it? You basically, what you do is you group similar points together. So all of these points may belong together in a family. It might belong in each section, you know. Now, how can you put all of these points together? You can do it either thematically, if you think that these points are of the same theme or of the same concept or of the same subtopic, put all of these things together. You can do it chronologically, from start to finish or from ascending time to descending, didactically also, which is basically easiest to hardest, or most least exciting to most exciting and things like that. And problem solutions, you state the problem and then you state the solution right below it, what you like and don't like about a particular product or a particular opinion or a particular statement. Very similarly, you can do it pros and cons. So you need to group all of these points together in this manner, and this way of structuring thing pretty much covers most of the things out there. So if you can do that, it gives a lot of order within the section, and there is a lot of order between the sections also, and that's what you need to be trying to achieve, right? And once you achieve that, trust me, people will read every word that you have written, and they will read throughout. Now, most of them scan through content, right? So your idea is to make them not scan, and even if they're scanning, they at least scan the whole thing. So, and the only way to do that is like getting that beautiful flow for your writing. And the easiest way to do the easiest way to structure your post rather is to ask yourself which information is a prerequisite for the point. If you're making a point, if you're making a claim, if you're saying something out there, does the reader need to have information about something else for him to understand this particular point, right? If that is the case, say for example, I'm talking about content marketing strategy. Now, what does the person need to know about content marketing strategy before he talks about the strategy? Of course, the obvious one is he needs to know what content marketing is. And after I explain what content marketing is, what are the different ways of carrying out content marketing, only then I can like talk about strategy, right? So there has to be a prerequisite or an understanding of a previous point for you to like make a fresh point. Now, if you work backwards, it gets into an order automatically, right? You start from one point and say that, okay, what information do they need to understand this? Okay, so I need to give them this information, so I'm going to write about this particular information also. So if you work backwards and you just organize your points accordingly, so you have a bunch of points, and how you can tie them together based on the prerequisites that they have. Otherwise, what I do is sometimes I put the most exciting points in the beginning and at the end, because in the beginning it's all about capturing the attention that you have. Capturing the attention of your users, and in the end, why you need to do that, why you need to put the most exciting ones, is because you need to be excited, you need to keep them excited for them to go out there and share your piece of content with other people also. So again, this is a very subjective thing. You can't really say that which point of yours is most exciting and which is not. If you ask 10 people, probably like 5 out of them might give you the same answer, but the rest 5 might give you completely different answers. But you just need to get a feeler to it. It's okay. It might, you even if you're wrong about which one is exciting and not, it's okay. You can A/B test it if you want to. That's the best way to find out, if you ask me. But putting the most exciting ones in the beginning and the end is probably a very good way to structure your points also, and it gives you that flow. It takes you in that high and low and then all the way high again. So this is how you get a flow. I hope that I've made the points very clear. You first get into the habit of collecting information, then you master your Google search skills, and then structure all of these points in a very elegant. And what you need to be doing is you need to optimize your content for comprehension and elegance. You need to optimize it for your users understanding. They should understand it very nicely and easily, and you should do it very elegantly. You should not do it very in a very forced manner. Do it very elegant. So that's about it for this particular video. I hope you like this video. Let me know what you think about this video. If you have any feedback, you can drop them in the comment section, or you can write me an email to sanjay@pixeltrack.in. Don't forget to check out my blog www.sanjayshenoy.com. Thank you very much again. I'll be seeing you in the next one.